Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's end-of-day world currencies, stock markets and commodities wrap-up for Friday, June 6th, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Victoria Cashmore. Among major currencies, the greenback strengthened broadly. Notable gains were seen against the yen, rising 1.29 to 144.79. The euro and sterling both weakened against the dollar, while showing very strong negative trends. Weekly returns show broad weakness in the US dollar, declining notably against the Aussie dollar and pound. Year-to-date performance reveals significant declines, particularly against the euro and Swiss franc, both down over 9%. The dollar showed modest gains against the yuan and Singapore dollar. The rupee was the only currency to strengthen against the greenback, though showing some upward volatility over the past 4 days. Looking at returns, the US dollar has weakened considerably year-to-date against the Kiwi, down 7%. The Canadian dollar and Singapore dollar also showed strength, with the US currency declining roughly 5% against both since January.
Looking at global stock market tracking ETFs, I'm Max Profit. Denmark leads today's gainers, rising 1.7% with a very strong upward trend. India broke higher after 3 flat days, while SPY showed similar breakout behavior. Mexico and Taiwan maintained strong positive trends. Looking at returns, Denmark shows the strongest week-to-date performance at 2.7%, with robust daily gains. Taiwan follows with a 3.3% weekly return. Most notably, Mexico has achieved an impressive 30.8% year-to-date return, significantly outperforming other markets. Among underperforming markets, Chile and Poland showed the largest declines, down 1% and 0.97% respectively. Poland experienced notable downward volatility after 2 consecutive down days. New Zealand, Indonesia, and Malaysia saw modest declines while maintaining overall positive trends. Despite today's weakness, Poland maintains an impressive 41.2% year-to-date return. Chile shows strength with a 27.2% year-to-date gain. New Zealand and Indonesia returns remain relatively flat for the year, while Malaysia shows a slight negative year-to-date performance.
Considering commodities, I'm Liquidity. Gold futures closed at 3,333.50, down 41.60, maintaining a very strong positive trend. Silver futures achieved its second consecutive all-time high at 36.16, showing strong upward volatility. Palladium futures stood out with a 5.4% gain to 1,065. Silver futures demonstrated remarkable performance with a week-to-date return of 9.1%. Palladium futures followed with a strong 9.8% weekly gain. Gold futures has maintained impressive year-to-date returns of 26.2%. In energy markets, crude oil futures rose 1.39 to 64.76, showing a 2.1% gain with strong upward volatility. Natural gas futures broke upward from 3 days of consolidation, climbing 2.9% to 3.79. Brent crude advanced 1.9% to 66.61. Natural gas futures led energy returns with a 7.5% weekly gain. Heating oil and Brent crude both recorded weekly gains above 3.5%. However, year-to-date returns remain negative for most energy contracts, except natural gas. Live cattle futures hit new highs at 218.72, up 2.2%, with strong volatility. Lean Hogs surged 6.3% to 107.22. breaking its July 2023 record. Feeder cattle marked its third consecutive all-time high at 310. Lean Hogs leads yearly returns with an impressive 31.9% gain. Feeder cattle and live cattle both show strong year-to-date performance, up 17.9% and 14.2% respectively. Weekly returns are notably positive across the livestock sector. Corn futures broke upward from consolidation, rising 2.2% to 449.25. Soybean futures declined 1.3% to 1,037.50 with downward volatility. Oat futures broke lower by 2.1% to 370 after 3 days sideways. In returns, oat futures leads the grain complex with a 12% year-to-date gain. Soybean and wheat futures show modest gains for the week, while rough rice maintains a strong positive trend despite flat weekly returns. In soft commodities, mixed performance was observed. Cotton futures showed notable strength, rising 2.9% with strong upward volatility after breaking out of a 3-day consolidation. Sugar hit an all-time lower close, marking its third consecutive down day. Cocoa maintained its very strong positive trend with a fourth straight daily gain. Looking at weekly returns, coffee futures and cocoa both gained about 4% week-to-date. Sugar and orange juice both declined around 3% for the week. Year-to-date, orange juice shows the steepest decline at minus 43.7%.
And with that, we conclude another end-of-day world currency, markets and commodities wrap-up. I'm Victoria Cashmore, along with my AI co-hosts Max Profit and Lou Quiddity. Thanks for watching. Look for daily wrap-ups every day just after 5 p.m. New York time. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency and commodities. Thanks for watching.